Looking for connections. Namaste. Good day to everyone. Happy Thanksgiving, guys. Happy Thursday. Happy Thanksgiving. I am so blessed to have all of you here. So today live, I'm going to have a few guests joining me. It's going to be wonderful. And I am so thrilled to be here with you guys and celebrating the day of Thanksgiving with you. I am so grateful for having you guys being with me, following me for so many years, and thank you again. Yes, welcome everybody. Welcome everybody. Today I have Julie in my life. She's gonna join me. Also Nikki from Africa. We are gonna find out what's happening in Africa. Are we celebrating Thanksgiving in Africa or not? And my third guest is going to be the beautiful Lima. So we'll see who's gonna come. I'm just gonna look quickly. Tell me before my guests join me, where are you guys joining me from, and how did you start your Thanksgiving this beautiful blessed day? Did you guys write down all of your wishes, all of your, you know exactly what your dreams are? But before that, are you guys clear about how blessed you are and counted your blessings this morning? We all know, guys, science has proven that when we write down what we're thankful for, a different part of brain is lightening up, and we become happier, we become more joyful. Our subconscious mind also picks up signals that we are grateful for so many things, and subconscious will continue working to show us more and more stuff that we could be thankful and grateful for. So if you haven't started to write a journey every single day, I would suggest to make that a habit, that every night before you go to sleep, write down your blessings, how many things you are grateful for. I think Nikki is here. Yes, there. And Nikki John, let's see if you can join me, lovey. Oh my goodness. Hi.
Oh my God, look who's there.
So good to have you, Nikki. I was just talking before you joined. Are you guys
I'm
celebrating?
grateful.
Thank you. So am I to have you in my life.
Thank you very much. It's a pleasure.
Nikki,
Are we
are you guys
celebrating Thanksgiving?
celebrating Thanksgiving in Africa?
You know that every day is Thanksgiving here, Sudi June. But to answer your question, actually, no, because we celebrate it every day. So we don't have a special day for it, but
Nikki,
we're
tell us
grateful.
a little bit about Africans and how they live. From what I hear from you, these are such a jolly, happy people. And like you said, they're grateful and thankful for every little things that they have. But I want us to hear it from you.
Absolutely. And having lived here for all these years, it's kind of rubbed off onto me and the likes of me who've been around. So it is right, as you say, everyone's very jolly here and thankful for the little, for what looks like little, but once you live here in the community, you realize that whatever you take for granted in other places actually is fundamental to our existence. The air we breathe, the pure water that you have readily available, from those things onto walls and the roof over your head. And I think one of the reasons that people are so grateful here is compared to other places in the world where people are most often isolated now. There's still the fabric of community, as you can call it, exists. And I think that also, helps people to appreciate, and to bond and to share your experiences, helps a lot in terms of, progressing in your day-to-day life. So.
Mhm. So, being Iranian, Nikki, how does
Yeah.
it feel to be in Africa? And is that home for you now?
I think it is. They say home is where the heart is, and absolutely. Um, One of the reasons you feel so at home is because they're so welcoming, as you've seen. I mean, you have interacted with a few of my friends here as well over the past, and you can see how open they are and how they accept people with open arms. And definitely, I think the joy and the cheer makes it feel like home, if anything.
Mm-hmm.
I don't feel like an outsider
Mm-hmm.
ever.
Yeah, yeah, I hear you. So, what do you think is the groundbreaking in a community that is so tight and experiencing wholeness but not oneness every single day? I'm looking to see where is the root? How is that seed plant?
For a community that experiences wholeness and not oneness, I would say there is an element of unison here. I mean, it's wholeness and oneness at the same time. You can't really have one without the other. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, that's my humble opinion, but
There is Julie. Hi, Julie. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Okay, let me see if Julie can join. Oh my
there we
goodness.
go.
Blessing. Julie,
Blessings.
so good to see you, love.
Thank you. It's so good to see you too. And hello.
Hello.
This is Nikki. She's a dear sweetheart she's also helping me out with so much, like doing so much my social medias, from voiceovers, content creation. I'm so blessed to have her, and she lives in Africa. So meet her.
Hi,
Thank you so
Nikki.
much. Hi, Judy. Blessings. Nice to meet you.
Blessings. Nice to meet you. I hopped on a little earlier and I love everything that you've said.
Yeah.
Perfect. I hope to welcome all of you here one day.
Mhm.
Yes.
That's going to be our next plan, Julie. You know that we got to go to Africa.
I'm down.
So,
Doors
Julie,
are
what
wide
are you doing
open.
today for Thanksgiving?
So we had our Thanksgiving in Canada in the beginning of October. So we've already celebrated that. But yeah, I'm celebrating for everyone else who is too. So happy Thanksgiving, everyone.
Thank you so much. Yes. So, let's dive into our topic. Julie, would you like to start?
Sure. Yes. I was receiving a lot of downloads for this topic. And, really, I think right now at this time, people are really looking for more than the material. They're starting to look more with inward and
Mhm.
what's within
Yeah.
our heartbeat, our breath, our existence, our love, right? One thing that really came to me last night was, what do you think about this? Your intuition is literally your higher self.
Mm-hmm.
So that intuition that you hear is your inner guidance, which is connected to your higher self. So tapping into the intuition, tapping into your higher self will help you, I guess, distinguish the false sense of self.
Mm-hmm.
Because what I've learned recently, over the last year, is that it isn't about your Gucci bags or your Chanel this, or it's really about like our true essence of being, our true essence of life, our true essence of being together. And like Nikki said earlier, being grateful for those things that our, fresh water and food, being grateful for the natural life.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. We take for granted so much every single day, is like until we really move out of Western world, maybe from US or something. Like a few years back, I went to Peru, and not having a shower and not having a decent bathroom, like I had to go and wash myself in the river or whatever it is, and they didn't have a toilet, so you have to use the old way of taking water and taking it to the toilet and all that. um so they are so limited in food. It's like how I survived for 2 weeks. um the food that they ate, like, is quinoa, and then how much of quinoa can you eat? Like, you got to be extremely creative to make quinoa every single day for lunch and dinner. The simplicity of the food, and how we survive when there is really, like, for me, having a background of being a nutritionist and in health and fitness for many, many years, then getting a piece of white flour bread with nothing in the morning and that stuff, you are like, and how do you survive with little food and so many other things? But I realized, Julie and Nikki and everyone who is here, it's all about the mind. I keep talking about the mind and how when you feel good, when you get that fresh air, when you're away from social media and this matrix, how you can survive on the littlest thing. But these people are just so happy, so filled with love and gratitude, and they're laughing all the time and all that. So yeah, it's like, I'm with you. Nikki, dive in. What do you want to say?
Fulfilled. Filled and fulfilled. That's what I would say. It's so true. The way you painted, you could be talking about us down the road here.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
it's definitely that.
yeah.
Those little things that we take for granted, right? Those
Mm-hmm,
are those are the things that add so much value at the end of the day. I mean,
mm-hmm.
you could do without most of the things that, at times we hold on to and we think, oh my God, this is so fundamental to my survival. But it's actually those little things at the end of the day.
Yeah.
And those are the things that make a difference, for sure.
Yeah. So coming back to our topic today, how by separating this I, which whatever we want to call mind, ego, the quality of our lives changes, how we feel. Like, um, I'm spending Thanksgiving by myself, and yesterday, like last night, I went shopping and I bought a little bit turkey and that stuff, and I came home, and I was so jolly and happy that I'm gonna make the turkey today, and I'm gonna make some cranberries and some side dishes. Um, I think it's not about like how fancy something is, and once you become really comfortable with yourself, when you manage to separate yourself from this I, that I'm lonely, or is this or that, or even looking outside to see what others are doing, da da da, we could be so happy and content with ourselves and really enjoy being alone by ourselves.
Yes, I totally agree with you on that, Sudi. So, what I'd like to say is being alone, there's a power in being alone. And if we really tap into that and the vibration of looking outside of the illusion of the material world, excuse me, we will know that we aren't really ever alone too, right? We have our spirit team that's with us. And if we could actually see them, we would relax a lot more because we're really, truly never alone. But there is such a power in being alone, which gives you time to do some self-searching, some self-love. So you don't need anything, because I truly believe that really nothing external can make you happy. It's all internal. It's all internal, and the mind can play tricks on you because we've been brainwashed, we've been hypnotized to think that we need all of this other stuff. And we truly don't. You know, doing these third eye meditations to really tap into, awaken, and I even like to call it the first eye instead of the third eye, because that's the inner eye. Right? So when we really tap into maybe possibly doing meditations for our third eye and really helping lift those illusions of the materialistic world, of the societal conditioning of thinking what we need, we don't need any of that.
Absolutely. Now I want to ask you too to tell me, how did you guys manage to go within? If we can help the followers to have something, some guidelines or some tools to do that, because I think everyone is after this. How do I leave the outer world and enter the inner world?
Okay, I'll go for it. I'll go first. So I would say, like, the number one thing that really helped me is meditation, is breath work. And I want everyone just to take a breath with me. Let's do some breath work.
Yes.
Let's open up the heart chakra, because our heart chakra is being, I don't want to say the word attacked, but it's being blocked for many reasons. For the mask, which is connected to the lungs, which is connected to life itself. So when I take my clients through this breath work, when we need to re-energize the heart chakra, so let's all close our eyes. Let all the air out of your body, like storm clouds, anything that's a lower frequency. And we're going to take a nice inhale through the nose, through the front of our heart chakra, our heart space. So envisioning the breath going through the front of the heart. Ready? So letting all the air out again. And we're all going to breathe in together. So take a nice big inhale from the front of the heart space, and exhale through the nose, through the back of the heart space. Inhale through the back of the heart space, and exhale through the front of the heart space. One more round. Inhale through the front of the heart space, opening up the heart chakra, and exhale through the back of the heart space. Inhale through the back of the heart space, and exhale through the front. Grounding your body, feeling you're grounded into your physical body, opening your eyes, and just coming back to the present moment.
Beautiful.
So
it feels so relaxing. Yes.
Right? Yes. And see, those are the simple free tools that we have that can really anchor us into that inner work. Meditation, breath work. I would say sound therapy too is a huge one.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Beautiful. What about you, Nikki?
I agree with the points that Judy mentioned, and also something that you always speak about, which is silencing your mind, because that eye is basically all it is it just passes judgment on others and on ourselves all day, every day. So an effective method for that would be the thought cut silence method, which is basically trying to silence your mind and trying to, connect with yourself internally. So I'm a big fan of that. And yeah, I think that's really effective. Just try to, block out the noises, and more than anything, the voices that you are passing on yourself the whole time. Oh, this is who I am, or so and so is being this way. Once you silence that, it's easier to connect with your internal, being. Or
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
so
Yeah, I was
that cuts
also,
down.
yeah.
Sorry.
And Sudi,
Yes.
you always are out hiking in nature. And I think that connection to the natural world is so huge. Like, it's like we just need to get out and breathe in that fresh air and touch a tree, hug a tree, take your shoes off, you
Yeah.
know? And
Yeah.
I notice in your stories, you're always out in nature.
I love nature. That's why I always have to live in a house. I can't live in an apartment or building because I have to be in touch with, like, the plant. As you know, like, I am a big fan of ayahuascas or even black mushrooms or whatever kind of psychedelics. But it's like the way that I look at plants or trees or leaves or flowers or all of that stuff. It's like I don't look at it as an object, but I look at them as something that is alive. If you catch me like talking to the lizards, you would think, oh, she's a nutcase. I have a conversation with lizards, or when I talk to a tree, I see it as like every plant to me has a story. And once we learn to really quiet down the outer world, because I don't listen to anything. Like from the time that I wake up till the time that I go to bed, if I'm not having a conversation or doing a live or dealing with my assistants, it's always silence. I never have a background noise going or something that is on. And I think this would be great practice if people would realize how they can really connect to the soul of everything. Even the table has a story. If we're able or capable to quiet down our minds, we can see even the table has a story, and it tells us what happens and what it was. Once upon a time it was a tree, and then it and the whole process. So it I think that's also because I don't listen to any outside noise, is that I can hear, we can call it my higher self or something. I can hear what I really need to hear, what is beneficial for me to hear at that moment and time. So I think we all have to add this element in our lives. How much in our days are being spent without listening to anything? No radios, no TVs, no social medias, no nothing. I don't check anybody else. I don't use, the only time you see me on Instagram or Facebook or YouTube is when I'm going live. Right after that is done, is finished. I don't even check other people. I don't read their stories. So I think that's kind of help us. But what I want to add to it, because I'm starting another webinar, and I placed the first title on how to direct scattered energies. And I wanted us to talk about this a little bit, if you guys don't mind. Because oftentimes I see the reason people are not they're not productive enough in their days is because so much of their energies are scattered. So if you like, we should dive into this topic also a little bit and see if we can give the followers some tools how to go about this. What do you think?
Sure, sounds awesome. I love talking about energy. I just want to tap in there that I love the ayahuasca, the plant medicine, psychedelics. I love all of that. I think that's going to be huge for our healing the rest of the planet. But going on to scattered energies, absolutely. Like when you're always out there doing stuff for somebody else, you're kind of leaving yourself dry, right? Another thing too is that I know when I used to work a corporate job that my energy was always scattered. Like I was always like rushing to the next place or doing the next thing and showing up and being perfect, if you know what I mean, like in quotes, yeah. Perfect, right? I noticed that I was clumsy. I was, not really too happy inside. And there's ways to tap in. And I find that when our energies are scattered, we have to call our aura and our energy back. And there is an exercise. And I did this little video on Instagram is when you feel like you're scattered, that's because your aura and your energy body is scattered out into too many things. So you want to pull it back into you. And you can physically do that by anchoring your feet onto the ground, feeling really grounded, pulling your energy into your physical body, and then literally pulling it inwards and from the back as well. You don't want to forget your back. I find that kind of helps rebalance all of those kind of like scattered energies. You're calling your energy back to yourself. Yeah, it's also still a mind thing as well too, right? So pulling your thoughts back into, we are alchemists. We are the magician. We can alchemize any of these energies if we just take that moment for ourselves and go into our heart space.
Nikki, do you have some points to add here?
I think with what Judy says, that the first step to that, it requires a lot of self-awareness. It starts with first being aware that I'm so scattered right now. I'm all over the place. And then what Judy mentioned would be the second point to that. And in most of the people that I deal with, I find that they enjoy actually being scattered subconsciously because they feel like when I'm scattered, I'm actually being really productive because I'm paying attention to this and to that, and I'm actually doing a lot. I'm ticking a lot of things off on my list. And I think it's counterproductive, if anything else, because like Sudi Jun said, you end up being all over the place and not getting anywhere actually. So self-awareness would be first recognizing, identifying that, okay, well, I am all over the place now and I'm not being productive, and then calling or holding your energy and your aura back in place. So
great point. Yes, I think the first step to anything is awareness itself, that I am aware right now that I'm scattered, my energy is scattered and I'm all over the place. So once I realize that, then I think we have practicing mindfulness and trying to stay to one task at the time, which I know is extremely hard because so many of us were like going to the kitchen to cut the lettuce, and then it's like, oh, I forgot to do that. And then we go and we answer a couple of emails and it's like, oh, I have to do this. And we're by shifting here and there, I often say being everywhere means being nowhere. So we have to, yeah, absolutely. The first step is I am aware that I'm scattered. Once I realize that I'm scattered, in order to get all my energy, first of all, I have to ground myself. I often do this meditation, grounding meditation. As soon as we think about a tree, an old big tree, and we imagine ourselves being that tree, rooting in deep and deep into the earth, it doesn't have to be a 20 minutes meditation. It could be just a minute. Just imagine, close your eyes, or you don't even have to close your eyes. Imagine a big tree and imagine yourself being that tree. Start rooting deep, 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 deep into the ground. Once I do that, I'm grounded. And it doesn't take more than a minute, to do that. Now that I ground myself and that scattered energy, it becomes contained. It becomes right here. Then from this point on, I have to be very mindful to tell myself, even though there are 200,000 things out there that grabs my attention, all those shiny objects and all those things that they seem very interesting and they seem extremely important and they all have to get done. But I'm going to promise myself to do one task at a time. I'm going to check the email, finish it up. Once that's done, I don't allow myself to leave anything halfway. I have to finish this task and then go to the other one. Nikki and I are very familiar to this because we are multitaskers. And for many, many years, I used to be very proud of myself. Julia, I thought, oh, I'm this superhuman who's multitasking constantly. I didn't realize that was a good thing to do,
And if I
So,
can add to that, normally when you procrastinate, you become more scattered, right? Because you're like, you've got 10 things or 200,000 things, as you said, parallel, and you haven't put an end or you haven't finalized any of that. And that's when you tend to get more scattered, if anything.
yes. And the other thing that I would recommend is tapping, doing EFT. Even though I'm scattered, I know I'm all over the place, my mind is going everywhere, I can't control it. Even though I am aware that I'm scattered, and then you do the positive by tapping. I can be here now. There is no rush. There is nowhere to go. There is nothing to do. I can be fully present here. I love myself. I love myself.
Yes.
Tapping and EFT really helps on anything. So we can tap on being scattered and just do the reversal and say, even though I'm scattered and I'm all over the place, and I know that the thinking machine is doing its job, I'm also aware that the thinking machine is being active and is being doing its work, but I choose not to get involved with the thinking machine.
Definitely.
Yes.
Back to you, Julie.
Yes. So yes, EFT is tapping has helped me so much with just shifting mindsets, right? Shifting me out of like old like beliefs or scarcity like mindset. So EFT tapping is actually really huge, and I would love to actually help people with it. So I want to teach EFT tapping in my practice. Yes. Yeah.
Beautiful. And also something else that we can do, the mind doesn't know something that is real or unreal. So the minute I realize that I'm scattered, if I come to the memory bank of my brain and I just picture see the scatteredness, the energy that is just vibrating, going out, but is not being productive, I can go to my memory bank and just collect all the energies that are scattered and bring all that energy here and contain it here, right here. It can be done just by imagination. Collect all the energy that is scattered and bring it right here. See the energy that is all over the place. Gather all this energy, bring it here, and contain it here. And then imagine that you're getting all this energy, bringing it in, and then from here on, see this energy from within, and then see how you want to direct the energy. What do you really want to do? And the minute you realize that if your energy is low, that means the energy is all over the place, is scattered, right? So even if at times you realize, oh, you have a dip down in your energy goes down, come to your awareness and then grab that energy and bring it here, bring it in, and from inside be clear about where you need to go, and then direct it there. It is all needs awareness. I know whatever I teach, it comes back again and again and again into awareness, being fully present here. So then again, you have to realize my energy is drained out. The energy is drained out. I need to grab the energy and bring it in. I need to collect the energy and come to your mind and see yourself that you are full of energy. Because oftentimes people don't realize that scattered energy is also drained out energy.
You
Yes,
gotta fill that
absolutely.
bucket.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I don't know how I have to really, because this is the method that I have always used and it has always worked, and for whoever kind of listened to me, it really worked. It helps that we realize that everything is in the mind, right? So if I tell all of you, let's do this, let's practice this. Everyone, close your eyes and imagine the last time you went to a wedding. Whose wedding was it? Was it your sister? Was it your best friend? Was it the neighbor's wedding? Let's just go to the memory bank of the last wedding that you have attended. And then see the atmosphere. How was it? Was it in the afternoon? Was it at night? What was the temperature? Was it cold? Was it warm and nice? Was it inside? Was it outside? Was the air condition on? Where were you? Where were you sitting? How was the wedding felt to you at that moment? Were you enjoying yourself? Were you bored? Did you like the dress that you were wearing? How did the bride look? Did you like her dress? Did she look beautiful? Or you didn't like her dress? Who were you with in that wedding? What were you drinking? Were you drinking alcohol? Were you drinking non-alcoholic drink? Were you drunk and wasted? What food did they serve? Did you eat the wedding cake? How was the wedding cake? Did you like it? Great. Where is all this memory stored? Do you know where all these memories has been stored? Can you get access to this part? Can you clear it out? Can you make it the way you like it? Can you make the wedding bigger or smaller? Can you change it if it's a daytime or afternoon, outside to inside, nighttime? So do you see how the mind works? It has a storage. Can you go to that storage and wipe out everything that's there? Just clear out everything that you have in your memory banks. Clear everything. Delete, 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 clear, clear. Now I want you to restart and put everything that you love to have in there. That when you go back to that memory bank, everything that stores there, it's been chosen by you and you alone. What do you want? Just think about it. Where would you like to live right now if there were no restrictions? Where would you be living? Who would you be living with? Do you have pets? What kind of pets? What would you like to do? What do you love to do? You can do this every day. Do a clearing in your subconscious or in your memory bank account and start putting whatever you love to put in there. Beautiful. Thank you, everyone.
That was beautiful, Sudi. Thank you.
Thank you, Julie. What did you put in there, Julie, if we may ask?
Yeah, so I put in there the focusing on my manifestations, right? It's like take that time out to really manifest what you want. And the cancel, clear, delete was huge for me. And it was also fun though too, like going back to that wedding.
Where did you go, Julie? When was the last wedding you went to?
It was my friend Tiffany's wedding, and I wore a really cool outfit, and I didn't wear a dress. I wore more of like a pantsuit, and I was just admiring the pantsuit, and then just who we were with, and it was just so funny, and yeah, it was just such a great time to go back there.
Mhm. Beautiful. So this could be a tools for us, guys. If we do this at least once a day, we can clear out the stuff that we don't want, and we can put in. This really gives us access to realize that the mind is a whole machine that can create anything. The only problem is that at this moment we don't have access to it. But if we get access to the machine, then the machine is capable to make anything for us. Nikki, what would you like to say?
No, just that the wedding part was really fun. I agree. And the moment when you said like delete everything, I was a bit hesitant. I guess I have to practice on letting go a little bit.
Uh-huh. Good point, Nikki. Good point.
That's the thing, because I think your experiences are part of your identity. And then I panicked. I'll be honest with you. And I think the good and the bad do belong with each other, because without the bad, the good doesn't seem like much, does it? That's my perspective, obviously. But then when you said put it back in there, I was really happy.
Nikki, I didn't say to put back in there the
The
junk.
good part.
I said to put back what I put what you want. I didn't say to put it back, meaning going to the
Put
past
it all back in.
experience or the old stuff. This was a fresh new one. Like we wiped up the computer, we got rid of all the viruses and all the
Right.
programmings, and we restarted with a new program.
Right. There's also an interesting game I play with some of my friends, and it's a recent development. I forgot to share it with you earlier. It's basically whenever you're down, just it's a manifestation game, obviously. Just, you know, if you could order your dream life right now, exactly what you did, what would you choose? And that automatically diverts your mind to better, brighter things, if you could say that.
Yeah, yeah.
So this was interesting,
Mm-hmm.
but
Absolutely. So,
yeah.
guys, we're going to end this live shortly. I want to hear to wrap it before we wrap it up. Hear from Julie what she likes to add, and hear from Nikki what she loves to act.
Okay, so what I'd love to add to um I would say, for like going back to the topic of, separating the false self and going back to those tools, because once you start tapping inwards, going within, through the tools of meditation, breath work, sound therapy, all of those things, the nature, connecting with nature, right? It just becomes more easier. It becomes like more of a lifestyle. And then you start to step into the integration of like your higher self and your intuition. That's what I'd like to say, is that it does get easier. Like it
Yeah.
seems like it's hard, but it really isn't. You can take that 1 minute a day to clear your thoughts and do that manifestation, or you can do your practice of like 20 minutes a day.
Mm-hmm.
But I would say the number one thing that can really help you shift that vibration to inner self is when you first wake up in the morning. That's what sets the tone for the day. So I've made in my practice that the last thing I do after my meditation, my breath work, I will then look at my phone, because you're setting your vibration inward and you're not setting your vibration outward. Because when you do look at your phone first thing in the morning, or that email or something that can trigger you, that puts you in a reactive state and also scatters your energy and can put you into more of a comparison state as well, of judging yourself towards others. So really taking that time in the morning is what I would say would be the best first steps, is going within, lighting a candle, finding those little things you like to do. Is it your skincare? Is it, making a nice cup of tea, that sort of thing, and just really tuning in. What is your heart saying? What is your mind saying?
Mm-hmm.
Connecting the two.
Yeah. Yeah. Beautiful.
Yeah.
You are so lovely, Julie. I would love to have you here. You're just such a pleasant human being to be around.
Sudi, I have to say the same with you. Like, I want to come to California. Can I come and be with you too? I really do truly feel that. Yes.
Yes, yes. I would love that. Anytime, lovey. Anytime. Yes. Nikki, you tell
Yes.
us what you want to add.
Okay, I'll add my 2 cents here. And Sudhir, it has to do with you had a live early September where you were explaining the I to all the viewers, which is the mind, ego. And I think recently, since you had that live, I've been meditating and I've been thinking about that a lot. You know, I've been holding that thought, I've been holding on to that thought. And once you learn to separate that I, actually, and just realizing, okay, well, things don't, when things don't go your way, or when you get upset about something, or when somebody has offended you, they've actually offended that ego mind. And then I think that helps you just take things a little easier. And I'm speaking from my personal journey in the last couple of weeks and months, as you've been part of it and you know very well. So I think just that when life gets too much, just step back and say, look, no one's able to hurt me or insult me or damage me in any way. And it's just my ego mind which is experiencing this, and I'm still whole and I'm still complete. And well, I'm going to pay attention to see, you know, where those hiccups have been in order to move forward and to carry on. I think that's what I would say. I would say just separate yourself from that ego and mind and realize that nothing is actually out to get you. And at the end of it, we are creators and we can actually turn our life the way we want it to be.
Mm-hmm.
And I would like to prove that self to myself and to others as well, to be a testament of that.
Beautiful.
So,
Yes.
thank you.
Yes. Thank you so much, lovely ladies. I love both of you.
So,
And this was such a pleasure to have both of you in my life for Thanksgiving. I'm going to treasure this and love you guys. And thank you so much. Bye-bye
thank
to
you.
you. Have a beautiful, I know you don't celebrate Thanksgiving, but I'm going to celebrate Thanksgiving with myself and the rest of you guys. I'm going to be doing Farsi live in about 15 minutes. So see you guys out there. And thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank
Love
Bye-bye,
you,
Thank
everybody.
you.
Sudi.
Love you
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
guys. Bye-bye.
Love you. Happy Thanksgiving.
Thank you, honey.
Happy
Same.
Bye-bye.
Okay,
Bye.
everyone. Thank you so much for being here on Thanksgiving Day. It meant a lot to me. Don't forget, everyone, to subscribe on my YouTube channel, Sudi Burnett English. Much love and blessing to you guys. Don't forget to share the lives, write comments, and also tell me, what do you guys want to know more, so I can do join live, or I can do a live myself. So I need you guys to tell me what areas in your lives you guys have some issues. What questions do you have? And write comments or DMs. And do not forget to subscribe on my English YouTube channel, Sudi Burnett English, to receive a gift. Your gift could be anything from CDs, DVDs, or even one of my online courses. Happy Thanksgiving, everyone, and I see you next Thursday. Bye-bye.